allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And observe a brief moment of silence. Call the meeting to order at 7:01. Item C on the agenda. Roll call change when you're ready.
Ms. Joy Beers,
Here.
Mr. Richard Phelps,
Here.
Ms. Barbara Bose,
Here.
Mr. Nathan Fuller, absent, Mr. Jeremy Glausch,
Present.
Ms. Heather Neff, here, Mr. Brian Shaner, absent, Mrs. Carrie Sittler, absent, Ms. April Walker, absent, but I believe she's on the correct.
Item B, purpose of the special meeting, as per the advertisement in the Times News. Titan Area School District will be holding a special meeting now in the administration boardroom to discuss the NEF investigation vote. Let's see, moving on to item E, public comment. Mr. Dave Bradley.
Thank
Please
you.
try to restrain yourself to 3 minutes.
Very good.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
You haven't been here in a while.
I know, I love it. Knows that I needed to, which is great. Okay, so super quick, I think it's great that you guys are going to the district attorney to seek accountability of what took place within this district and what we discovered in the Auditor General's report. It is my high recommendation that in your letter that was added to the agenda, thank you, under number number 4, the last sentence, if you could move that to create 4A, or move it to number 5, and then subsequently move the next numbers down. I think it's very important to identify the district employees who receive stipends who are responsible for implementing a program. In the event that it is discovered that these employees receive stipends for work that was not performed, that would be a greatest error by the board, the administration, and those employees that take money from the community taxpayers for work that they did not perform, but obviously knew to have been performed from the previous year, if that is found to be the case. Secondly, I know this is a very specific meeting, and I will not delay it. However, also within that Auditor General's report, it was discovered that a legal transfer occurred. It was legal to move money to a post-employee benefits program. However, the auditor had trouble trying to identify how that money was removed from the post-employee benefits package, since no legal action took place by the board, and then how that money was then subsequently allegedly used to buy a multi-purpose stadium that was off budget, all of which would be activity that would not be found to be legally within the authority of the board, and was identified by the Auditor General as non-compliant with their authority, meaning it should be reviewed for whether or not it was legal or criminal. Thank you very much. That was very less than 3 minutes.
Thank you, Dave.
Any questions on the clarity of what I'm suggesting or what I'm asking?
We'll debate it in a moment.
Awesome, thank you.
All right. In conclusion, public comment. Moving on now to part 2. The item A, do I hear a motion to approve the release of the letter to the district attorney in regards to the NEF contract.
So moved.
Second.
Great. So let's have some discussion. After the motion failed at the last board meeting, Barb had sent an email chain to the other board members where she had suggested attaching additional documents, and she brought forward some additional data that she wanted to include in the letter. And so I made an effort to add not all the attachments, but I thought
No, it would have been
a lot. The more relevant attachments, and I edited the letter to put the additional data in there. Thank you, Janine. And so I wanted to find out from the board if, first of all, before we address suggestions from the public, if there were any changes that board members wanted to make to the letter, or if this was now satisfactory.
Well, Janine just fixed the change I was going to say.
Okay.
For more minutes, I don't
Yeah,
think that's.
I didn't think that was a word.
Well, there was a minor grammatical change in number 3. However, the word was to be performed. It should be to be performed.
Yes.
Was to the benefit of NEF and not the district. And I think my personal opinion is that at the end it should be if the work was performed at all, because we don't know.
Didn't they do something like cut commercials or something, or attestations?
My understanding was that testimonials were written, as I recall, when Jeff Sultanic, our solicitor, first started looking into this, he said that he did in fact discover these testimonials on NEF's website. And one of his first directives was to have those testimonials removed. And I believe they did remove them at his request.
So then does that change, Barb, what you were saying, however, the work that was performed? Because there was work performed, and it was to the benefit.
Well, yeah, but it says the district paid stipends to district employees, however, that the work that was, you can take out the 2,
Yeah.
which would make it grammatically correct, or
Right.
add
That was performed.
BE in there.
Sure.
That's all I was saying, there was some work that was performed, so.
Right.
I mean, to me, it's irrelevant as to whether or not the work was done. If the district paid the stipends and the work, whether or not it was performed, was actually completed, it's irrelevant. What's relevant is that it was not to the district's benefit.
Right.
That's relevant too, but if they didn't do the job they were supposed to do, that's theft.
Of NEF. I mean.
No. If there was things that had to be done, and certain people did do those things, that's obvious when you go through all the files that I have. But the stipends that I have record of were paid to administrators. And we have a right to know that shows that the case study work that was paid stipends for seems not to have been completed. It was just reports run on the system that all you have to do is go in and click a few buttons and it runs the reports for you.
I don't think, I mean,
It's fine, it can be left out if you prefer.
I just don't think it's relevant. How do other people feel?
I honestly think that this letter points us in the proper direction.
And that's why we need an investigation.
Right.
We're
And
just
we're-
asking for an investigation.
And we're providing
We're
these
asking
attachments,
for-
all of these attachments are being provided that are included on the agenda there.
Yes.
Well, then you
Okay.
even gave them a running start, so I think that's great.
Okay. I mean, if we've addressed board comments, then let's address Dave's suggestion. Under item 4, he wanted to list the employees that receive the stipends. I don't think that's necessary because it's in the attachments.
Right, it's in number 5,
Yep,
the spreadsheet.
yep.
And those are just the ones we know.
And then Dave's other suggestion to point to finding number 1, I don't feel that the district has discussed this or been thinking about that right now, but I know that we're planning to look into other matters, and I feel that finding number 1 can wait until a later time.
Well, I agree with that too, and it might be kind of late,
Well,
because it happened years and years ago. I don't know, I mean, certainly, the DA can be asked on that.
does anybody else wish to,
I would rather concentrate on this right now.
correct, not confuse the issue?
Right.
Does anyone wish to further modify the letter? No?
No, just the one grammatical change to make it.
Stephen? Nope.
And of course, it's going on letterhead, and it'll look much better than this.
Yes.
Correct, yeah, it'll be put on the letterhead.
We'll take the highlighting off.
Correct, that was just,
Oh, you're not gonna put smiley emojis in there?
No.
That's what my HR director does, drives us nuts.
okay. Are we ready to take the vote then?
I think so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The ayes have it.
I would like to point out that we do have a quorum here tonight, even though we have members that are not present.
Thank you,
April
Mark.
Walker joined us after attendance was taken,
We do not have other requests for public comment. I'm going to comment that we're going to have a brief executive session after this meeting because I had a call from legal counsel this morning and I wanted to share some up-to-date information. Does anybody else wish to discuss anything or learn anything